Blue, come on, don't be a traitor. What is this?
Welcome to Mine Explorers episode 30,
Rockin'
where
and
the
rollin'.
tables have turned and Blue is on my lap.
I feel
Very
betrayed.
strange. I think this is maybe special treatment for episode 30. He's mixing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he almost never wants me to pet him, but right now he's like, hey, you're in a fresh, clean black shirt. I'm going to shed all over you.
Here's the thing against tall man. Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
He never likes tall man.
Come on, you sit with me. Okay.
He's a funny guy. Episode 30 is about copper clashes and Crystal's new project,
I'm naming
Crystal
a city
Land.
after me.
Crystal Land, the new amusement park.
Best name ever.
It's about crusty geology, misfit mining, cranky Alaskans.
And massive data centers.
Megaprojects and land fights, all in store for episode 30. Today we roam from trillion-dollar AI hubs to one of America's most contested copper projects.
Yeah.
The story of Resolution Copper, land, law, and legacy. This episode demands your attention.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Fun.
I'm trying out the, working on my news announcer voice and refining it, even though I'd never want to be a news announcer. They're all going to be AI soon enough.
You could be AI
Why
soon
would
enough.
studios pay people when AI anchors could do the whole thing?
Huh.
But they won't make those funny bloopers, you know? When the newsreel people mess up and it's so funny.
AI is going to really just make things a lot more bland.
In a way, and
Maybe.
in other ways, like the creativity of people with some of these videos they're making is pretty amazing.
Pretty good.
It's lots of stuff you'd never really think about, which
Maybe
is pretty fun.
bringing Blue is a bad idea.
Yeah, he's very, he's intent on disruption today.
All right, well, at least give me my notes and you can have the table. How about that?
So, Crystal Land.
Crystal Land, the new amusement park in Arizona.
Tell me about Crystal Land. Tell me all about it. Oh, as a lead-in, I think this is important. Remember how in our last episode, if you caught it, if you didn't, that's fine, I'll fill you in. In our last episode, we noticed in Mineralocity that there was $1 trillion blip in spending for Maricopa County, Arizona, which is the Phoenix area. And there was this $1 trillion blip. It went from like $100 billion in anticipated construction spending to $1.1 trillion.
Which is crazy.
Which is massive. And we figured out what it is. We did a little research and dug in. And it's Crystal Land. Crystal and Masayoshi-san from SoftBank are working together on a really exciting project. So I'll let her tell you about it.
Yeah, well, apparently the plan involves building and manufacturing facilities for robotics, AI systems, and potentially semiconductors.
So the Taiwan semiconductor plant that
Yep.
we talked about in Phoenix
TSMC.
is one component of this much larger tech center.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be an absolute massive like database that's like a tech hub in Maricopa County, Arizona, which is really exciting. I mean, this is huge for Arizona in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
But
And as a reminder, SoftBank is very well known in the tech segment for backing big projects with billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Some spectacular successes and some spectacular failures along the way, like WeWork, remember this guy? And also some real successes like OpenAI and Uber and a lot of other tech companies that have done really well. But they're going all in on, as they often do, AI and data center and robotics. And they've teamed up with Trump as part of a project called Stargate. Tell us about Stargate, Crystal.
Stargate, a high-profile joint venture announced, in January by President Trump. How exciting.
So Crystal Land is part of that.
We're going to have to go visit
Yeah.
once it's all done in construction the next,
It's going to take a decade.
a long time.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
So this plan includes constructing 5 to 10 AI campuses, each with at least 1 gigawatt of power capacity. Holy cow.
Yeah, so you're talking 10 gigawatts of power But think about how many tons of copper and how many tons of aggregate.
This is going to be crazy. So they're supported by major tech partnerships, including ARM, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Oracle.
Yep.
And OpenAI handles operations. SoftBank contributes capital. Interesting. So these are several different AI companies coming together to build a massive campus that has all of the things that AI needs.
Yep.
And then where is power coming from?
Oh, we'll figure it out. As with everywhere.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be nuclear. But the funny thing is they don't start with that.
That would...
Where we're going to get the raw materials. But when you talk about a scale of $1 trillion investment,
they'll figure it out.
They can figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, because you can allocate like $50 billion of that and satisfy your power needs and your mining needs and everything else.
Yeah, so I was looking at this article. I think it's really interesting. I mean, they're going to build a whole crystal land, which is awesome. So good on them for naming it well. But I mean, there's so many different steps that have to happen. So many, because like this type of data center, you can compare it to opening up. They're essentially opening up a mine, right? With the amount of material they're going to be moving and infrastructure they're going to be putting in. So is there any type of speculative timeline of when they think they would even start breaking ground on this?
I don't think anyone's figured any of that out, but it hit Dodge Construction Network, which is where we pinged it.
Interesting.
And that's how it made it into our database. Mm-hmm. So it means they're looking into, they've got a location selected, they're working on permitting and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going to take decades.
For sure.
About a massive project here,
massive. So. Yeah. Oh, hi, Pepper. Pepper has now joined the situation. Oh, hi.
She's jealous.
She heard Blue was on the show, so she had to make an appearance. Thank you, Pepper. Yes. Oh, good. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. Yeah, I mean, I think Arizona's a great spot. It's in a good location. There's lots of land. There's lots of raw materials like construction aggregate. Arizona is less prone to natural disasters like hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes. They do have their own, what's the big dust storm called that they get? Haboobs. Yeah, so they do have that. They do have monsoons. But for the most part, low humidity. So that's good for data centers. Mm-hmm. Water is going to be an interesting one to figure out.
Well, and also heat.
Like,
I know they're getting better at cooling data centers, but if it's 120 degrees outside...
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I guess they'll figure out insulation, right?
Insulation.
So, huge mineral demands. Also a lot of infrastructure demand. So, moving on to our next topic, there's greater infrastructure market signals because all of these things are leading to the need for more infrastructure.
Yeah.
Unless they're building the power plant next door to Crystal Land, they're going to need to build a lot of infrastructure to get the power there, to get the water there. Even though I've talked about the water being, they're a lot more efficient with it now and they have other ways to cool, they're still going to need a ridiculous amount for that.
Absolutely.
Because we're talking about not only data centers here, but we're talking about manufacturing semiconductors, manufacturing robotics, running labs and different tests and stuff. And so huge labor pool, which is great, and that's going to be really helpful. But yeah, the infrastructure that ties all these things together are going to be pretty crazy. And so I think as we monitor Mineralocity over the next decade, really, we're going to see a lot of these mega projects pop up. Like there's these huge mega projects in Saudi Arabia and stuff, right? They're building this mile-long city. They're building these kind of mythical places in the desert and these mega projects. But now we're seeing investment, like in the case of SoftBank, like major international investment in building mega projects in the United States. So, I mean, and it just fits in with Trump's agenda and everything. So when SoftBank comes to town and says, hey, we want to make a $500 billion investment in U.S. critical infrastructure and AI, then they're all about it. So I'm
cool
sure there's a lot of tax breaks and federal match funding and stuff that's involved. I mean, it's more of a political play than anything, But it's the kind of thing that will survive this administration and go much further into the future.
Right. Well, and it's important for us to think about the future of job security, infrastructure. I mean, we talk about supply chains on every other episode. This is a huge thing for supply chains if we're actually making semiconductors here.
Yep.
You know, we provide half of the raw materials, might as well finish it.
Yep. Yeah, very interesting. So I'm going to put a pin in that and say September 1st is right around the corner. If you have mining claims or know anyone with mining claims, make sure they've filed their maintenance fee payments. There is no leeway, no grace period, and frankly, you're too late for us to help you with Claim Guard, so you have to sign up for next year. So make sure you've got somebody who can take care of your filings, because this is the last week, really this week and next week, your last chance to get it done. So
this is when Landman starts sweating.
Yeah.
The most stressful time of the year.
Because we will get a call from somebody, hopefully not one of our clients, that forgot to make their filings.
No, definitely not. One of our clients have gotten about 8 emails from me about claim renewals, and then Amanda sends out emails about claim renewals, and then we have our LinkedIn page that talks about claim renewals. So
we're talking about it on our show.
And we'll talk about it now. It's on our website.
So don't miss that. Let's talk about Resolution Copper.
Let's talk about Resolution Copper. So the CEO of BHP and Rio Tinto met with President Trump not too long ago.
And the new incoming CEO.
And the new incoming CEO.
Just last week.
It's amazing. So what did they talk about?
Resolution.
Yeah. And the land swap that's happening.
They didn't talk about that. I think they talked about high-level resolution and getting it going. And then timing as you would have it, the very next day, the Ninth Circuit Court put a halt on the land swap again for Oak Flat. And Trump came out and on Truth Social in support of resolution and getting that forward. So the timing of the presidential visit was really nice. I'm sure both CEOs had hoped that that would all be cleared up and then be telling him like, hey, we're ready to go into production and start, you know, getting everything going, but it got jammed up. So hopefully, they've been fighting it for 20 years.
They have been.
And it just keeps going round and round and round. So hopefully that gets resolved. I think that's really the final hurdle. And there's a few other administrative things that need to happen, and then they can start copper.
Mining.
25% of the U.S. copper demand can come from this one mine. And it's all underground. We're not talking about a giant open pit.
That is huge.
It's all underground. You barely see it, barely notice it. And they'll be producing 25% of the world's copper, which we use to make everything, including Crystal Land.
Including all of these data centers, yes.
Yeah, so really cool. Here's a picture. Simon Trott, the current CEO of Rio Tinto and the CEO of BHP with Donald Trump, and the head of the Department of the Interior. And I'll put their names up here because
that's cool.
Struggle to pronounce the current CEO of Rio Tinto's name, Jacob. Just call him Jacob, you know, because we're real tight. Nordic names, they're hard. Lots of consonants.
Yeah.
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 But, you know, I'm going to Germany next month. Well, in October, but it feels like next month.
It's almost
already.
next month, yeah.
And I'm trying to pronounce destinations and places we're going and stuff. It's really difficult.
Yeah.
I've gotten pretty comfortable with Spanish and Italian and French, and I can handle them, but I get into German and Polish and things like that. And the further east you go, the more consonants you get in language, and it's really hard to pronounce things. But we're an international business and international industry, so
definitely an international industry, yeah.
But, you know, we're all going to have AI, and so language barriers are going to break down, and everyone's going to be able to talk to everyone pretty soon.
That'd be amazing.
They'll wear glasses or just a little earpiece that translates everything just right away, flawlessly. And that technology, I mean, it's not even around the corner. It already exists. It's just making it affordable and miniaturizing it all. So total sidetrack there. But the important part about this, the injunction halts the key land swap. And Trump labeled the decision anti-American. And, you know, because we need that copper, and 25% of U.S. copper could come from that one mine, which, to put that into perspective, this is a huge operation. It would take, let's call them 10 average size operations to produce 25% of the U.S.'s copper needs.
That's massive.
So all the rest of the potential copper mines in the U.S. that are set to go online won't equal the output of Resolution.
I wonder what Bingham did at its peak.
It's far from its peak now.
It is far from its peak now.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't say current.
So Rio Tinto needs a big win in the U.S., honestly, and that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Yes, the Bingham Canyon smelter is not running at capacity.
No.
They need feedstock, and so other mines like Gunnison Copper that are going to be producing soon will help feed that smelter really soon, which is really good.
Right.
And that'll help keep it alive until they get things running, and then once they do, we'll be in good shape. But these judges keep halting this land swap, and so
It's just delay,
it'll get taken care of eventually. So I think it's pretty interesting how fast things are moving with technology and everything. You know, how quickly we've got accustomed to AI.
Yeah.
And how it's really developing. And
well, it is, because, you know, we were talking not too long ago about how, you know, a lot of what we do, we can utilize AI. And so I went on a little tangent today about, like, well, how are these big companies using it? And I found out that Rio Tinto is using geologic AI. So it's like a self-contained trailer where they can put in all their drill logs, core samples, tests, and it will interpret all of that and spit out results like instantly on site. And so the geologists, instead of having to log everything manually, it can do all that automatically, and then they're just looking at results and then making decisions. That is cool. That is going to change exploration exponentially, just like with how fast they can get data and results done, instead of like getting the drill log or getting the core logs and then sending it to a lab, getting an assay. They can do it all in-house. And then obviously I'm sure they would send it out still for control to make sure that it's accurate. But if you can do that instantly in a trailer, or I don't know how quick it's going to be, but
yeah, I'm skeptical.
I mean, for sure.
I think it's possible.
But that's where that's where it's
probably
heading
years out,
though,
yeah.
which is really cool to think, like, you can have a mobile trailer that you just pack around from site to site, and then you can put in all of your drill logs, core samples, all that, spit out results, and be like, oh, this is where we could be at.
Well, it'll do your drill logs.
Yeah.
So you feed your core through it. It'll photograph your core.
Which they already
it'll
have.
Do digital drill logs. It'll do predictive, they call it predictive assaying. But I'm sure, like anything, feeding data back in. So like maybe the first pass, you don't get any potential geochem. I mean, other than shooting it with XRF and stuff like that, which I'm sure they can do.
Right.
But like if you need to do XRD or fire assay or ICP or whatever, it can do predictive once it has the results to feed back in. And it can go, this rock, this specific patch of mineralization, when you find it on this type of rock, generally contains these minerals and these grades. And that's where the AI comes into play.
Right.
But yeah, it's gonna be a ways out, but it's definitely coming.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I found personally today that was really interesting.
I'd hate to know what that machine costs right now.
Well, I mean, it's all development, right?
Yeah.
Like Rio Tinto's not using them; they invested in it.
Yeah.
To hopefully eventually use them. But the funny thing is those big companies are the slowest to adapt, so they'll invest in all that technology. And then before they actually adopt it and use it in their workflows, they'll probably be some of the last, even though they own it.
That's silly.
Yeah, that's how they run. I mean, you're talking about some of their senior geologists that have built their entire careers. They're doing everything one way. They're going to be the biggest skeptics of the technology, even if they own it.
Well, of course. No, we see that in our own organization.
But along those lines, I started logging my meals again so I can look better on camera. Because, you know, I'm getting tired of editing out on my chins.
Did they get a chin remover for you?
Yeah, it's Adobe Premiere just has it by default now because almost everyone needs it.
What do they call it?
Chinscape. It's another Rio Tinto BHP project. It comes in a trailer.
It comes in a trailer.
Yeah. No, I'm doing it the hard way. While Ozempic and all that stuff sound nice, I know how to lose weight the hard way, so I just need to do it. But I'm using Noom to log meals, and it's funny because I've had a subscription for a couple of years and I haven't opened it for like 6 months. They love guys like me because I just keep paying it.
I really need to get you on Rocket Money so we can get you figuring out where your subscriptions are and
It's not a big of a deal. I'm not dealing with that today.
It's a today thing for sure.
Anyway, tangents aside, I can take the Noom, and I speculate, like, I bet with the update by now you can just take a picture of your meal and it'll tell you what's in it. Sure enough, it uses AI. So I'd put all my food on my plate and kind of spread it out so it's easy to see. I'd take a picture and it will not only figure out what it is, but the portion sizes. So I've used it on 3 meals today, and on every meal it's messed up one thing. Like I had mayonnaise on the side of my lunch on a tortilla with some shredded chicken, and it thought it was sour cream, which is logical on a tortilla. I just really like mayonnaise because I'm a weirdo. And then for dinner, it mixed up. I had 2 bratwursts, and it said they were sausage patties, but the calorie was the same. And I'm sure the fat profile and protein and everything's the same. But
didn't it give you Ritz crackers too with your spinach?
Yes, Cheez-Its on my spinach, which is strange.
Cheez-Its.
But if it's getting me 75% correct with every meal, it's still saving me like
honestly,
2 minutes.
that's the worst part of calorie counting is logging everything that you eat. So taking a picture is about time.
Yeah, and as it gets more accurate and more accurate and easier, then it just makes it so easy. But I told Amanda, I said the next step is they're going to integrate Noom into like the Meta glasses, and then, or you just wear regular like prescription or clear glasses, and then everything you eat or drink all day, the Noom's just running and logging all of it, and you don't have to do anything. You just open the app at the end of the day, or it'll send you a message and you have your summary of your calories and everything.
You know, Grok should make one because then it can give you snarky remarks if you're going off your plan and be like, what you doing with that cookie, fatty?
Put down that Snickers bar, fatso. That's what I need, actually. I need just a brutally mean AI that makes fun of me.
Dude, Grok's your man.
Bad food choices. No, it's just around the corner. We're coming up on it. So
I like Blue's diet plan. He just sheds all the time.
Sheds all the time.
It makes him skinnier.
So talking about technology and things, which we tend to do a lot.
It's the world we live in.
I'd like to tell some personal stories. So I know you hate it when I put you on the spot, but it makes you a better speaker over time. What is one moment in your business journey that a new technology came along, aside from AI, because we've already covered that, a new technology came along and you learned a technology that just changed everything?
Oh, GIS, for sure.
That was my answer.
Yeah. Well, it was huge because when we were doing claim staking in, 2013, 14, 15, we were doing all that manually. 12, yeah, early days. Oh yeah, because we started 2010. Duh, I knew that. So yeah, when we started first doing the claim staking, that was all manually. That's how we learned, was by manually writing them out, looking at the maps. We used GPSs, so that was a blessing.
But we laid out all the claims and coordinates on a topo map.
On a topo map.
And literally projected every point out.
Yeah, it took forever.
Yep.
It took forever, and writing them took forever because then you got to figure out what the descriptions are.
And that's not much faster, honestly.
No, because it's an old system, and so
Yeah.
we're working with what we
We have
have
tools
to.
that'll spit out meets and bounds and tie points.
Yeah.
But they still make mistakes quite often.
Right. Well, you still have to double check your work. That's just the nature of the beast. But GIS has been huge for our business.
This beast.
Aside from GIS, I suppose there's been other technologies that have really helped. I mean, putting everything on the cloud has been huge. Just organized business organization, like using Monday, using Ignite, which is our internet cloud, or not our, it's our business cloud storage.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, keeping things off local machines, that's been huge. Huge technology
Everybody's
advancements.
able to collaborate.
Yep. So you can work from anywhere. That's been huge. Instead of like, no, you have your computer here, you're connected to that. But now you can literally, we have people working everywhere.
They can be in the field with Starlink.
They can be in the field with Starlink and make corrections.
Access the same files that we're using in the office. So we can
Yep.
plot claims in the office. They can get them in Starlink, plug in the GPS, transfer the coordinates. And
Which
go
is
to
really
staking.
nice because there have been a few times where guys are out in the field, they need to make a correction, and then they can just ping Amanda. She can make the correction, send the updated files, and they're ready to
They
go.
don't even need cell signal. They can be anywhere on the planet and get the files.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so that's a combination: cloud storage, Starlink.
Yep.
Yeah, GPSs have really not changed, but had we started in like 1980.
Well,
and
remember
did
the
all
old
by
timers who showed us how to stake mining claims? That was all paper.
Yep.
They only had paper maps.
They use a ruler and a topo, and then you try to read the topo to figure out where.
And
you
then
need
you
to
like
be.
you look at your topo, and then you look at the landmarks out, and you're like, okay, I think we're here, so that means we need to go 200 feet that way. And it's
Yep. But I learned how to read a topo really
we
good.
did learn how to read a topo.
And how to
That
do
was
it the old
great.
way.
It's
So-
good skill.
I would rank, GIS was a huge game changer.
For sure.
AI has been the biggest by far. I mean, that just dwarfs everything else.
And we're still in the infancy of AI.
Yeah,
so
so-
GIS is the biggest year to date, or historically, we'll say, and then AI has the most potential.
I'd say AI even still, if you just look at all the ways we're using it in the workflow now,
Yeah.
AI dwarfs GIS, but GIS is the second.
Yeah.
And AI is going to continue. So it's already like, even if it stays in the state it's in, it's already changed so much.
Totally.
But yeah, GIS was huge. And then on the flip side, the most disappointing technology that I thought was going to change a lot more and didn't was drones.
I was going to say, it's definitely drones.
Yeah, nobody wanted it.
Nobody wanted it. The software is expensive. The drones are expensive. And if you are a business or you get your commercial, you have to have the FAA, what is it, 133 license.
But that's gotten so much easier.
It's gotten easier. You can do it online, but it's still another hurdle to get that type of certification and to be compliant.
Right. I mean,
So
it's been a double-edged sword because we jumped through the big hurdles before they made it accessible to everyone.
yes.
So not anyone could just buy a drone and go do it commercially, but now you can hop on your computer and get the license quickly and easily. So, but we did the hard way where we had to hire an attorney and draft a bunch of paperwork and get special exemptions to fly our drone. And then they quickly changed it. So,
Right.
and then, we just thought it'd be the sort of thing every single client would want on every single project. And then, like, only a handful have ever really seen the value.
Yeah, I mean, we honestly made a few mistakes along that journey of just having the wrong people running that department and not thoroughly thinking it through. And then our price point was just off.
I think we thoroughly thought it through. I think you
I don't
nailed it
know.
the first time with the wrong people running it.
Well, yeah, that was 100%.
Right.
We learned that lesson a few times.
No, the price point, if the deliverables matched the promises, the price point
Yeah.
wouldn't have been an issue.
But, you know, now we figured that out. We don't do the service. We have a working relationship with one of our team members, but yeah, we figured that one out.
Yeah.
Now he can do it.
And I still don't know if it'll pay off. We'll see.
Well, The last drone survey that we did a couple months ago, the client loved, and it turned out to be great, and he wants another one. So things are looking up. But yeah, it's been a struggle. Although I will say that the drone in the office does look really nice. It makes a great ornament. That's about the most use we got out of that one, though.
I still just feel sad when I see it hanging there. I try not to look at it. But
Whatever.
I point it out to people. What do you think, Blue?
Whatever.
Blue doesn't use technology. He's a cat.
I mean, he has a toy that he likes.
Staring at Pepper.
All right, what else you got?
Not much. This is a shorter one. We went a little long with the last couple, so I want to make this one a little bit shorter. But yeah, so we figured out the $1 trillion spend in Arizona. We know where that's coming from. We know why that popped up. We know it's going to be big for aggregates.
Oh yeah.
I mean, every year that's in production, you're probably talking 250 to 300,000 tons of aggregates a year.
That's a lot of material.
Over like 10 years. You're talking about millions of tons. And then Resolution Copper. So CEO's met with Trump. Trump's in support. He's directly aware of that project now. So is the head of the Department of the Interior. But it's still going to have to work its way through these last few hiccups and get going. But
right.
It's on the Fast 41 dashboard. They've been in some of the processes for over 10 years now. They've been working on the land swap for 20 years now.
I know, it's crazy.
It's time to get it going and get it in production, and I would like a tour when it does.
Absolutely.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we're going to work on getting some more guests on the show. Time to kind of mix it up and get some people who can bring some fresh perspectives in. And drop a comment if you found some unique uses for AI or you've seen anything in minerals that looks interesting lately.
Yeah, let us know.
You know, overall, we're seeing the industry perk up. Juniors are on the rise, finally, getting some attention. Good projects are getting noticed. There's some exciting ones going on. Our clients are slowly coming out of the freeze cycle and being able to start getting the drills turning again. We've got some drilling projects on the table, and it's looking good.
It is looking good. No, it's been a great year.
Any parting words, Crystal?
Rock on.
And go to Crystal Land when it opens. She'll sell you a ticket.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Only costs 1 Bitcoin.
1 Bitcoin to go to Crystal Land.
That's a terrible.
It's expensive.
That's a, yeah. Oof. I just need one.
1 Bitcoin.
Just one.
So if everybody who watches our show donates 1/10 of a Bitcoin,
We'll be on our way.
we'll get there. All right.
Yeah.
See you next week.